Another day, another load. Of course, Canadian National wants me to get this shit out quickly, but safely. They don't like it when we bail the trains when they're still moving, but how else are we supposed to do the crew switches without wasting hours of time trying to get these damn fat ladies moving? Whatever. Let's just get this shit moving.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Detroit, Michigan. An ice storm warning has been issued for the counties of St. Clair, Macomb, Wayne, and Monroe until December 16th at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. An ice storm is a type of winter weather precipitation event. Rainfall that occurs within the warned area is expected to freeze immediately when making contact with the ground. It is advised that you stay away from things such as power lines and tree branches, as these can break under the pressure of accumulated ice. Ice accumulations may reach upwards of half an inch in some areas. It is also advised that you stay home during the storm, since accumulated ice on the roads can lead to slippery conditions that will make it hazardous to drive. Black ice can develop in freezing rain conditions, which is a nearly invisible layer of ice that covers the roads during freezing rainstorms. This can lead to the roads becoming incredibly dangerous to travel on. Please remain indoors until conditions clear throughout your area, unless it's an absolute emergency. Stay tuned to local media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, the National Weather Service office in Detroit, Michigan, has issued an ice storm warning for the counties of St. Clair, Macomb, Wayne, and Monroe until December 16th at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Just my luck. Of course the ice wants to form on the rails the day that I have to carry such a big-ass load. Oh well, looks like I'll have to crank up her power. These low RPMs aren't going to cut it. Hold on a minute. That switch isn't right.
This is an activation of the Canadian Alert Ready system, a system set in place to warn the public in the case of an emergency. The event type is local area emergency. A local area emergency has been issued by the Canadian National Government for the town of Elmsted, Canada until further notice. At approximately 10:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a large Canadian National freight train departed Detroit, Michigan with no driver. This train has been classified as a runaway, and it was suspected to be set to a high engine speed, presumably by the driver trying to get more power to combat the icy rails in the area. Due to this mishap, the train is now speeding down the rails at approximately 96 km per hour towards the town of Elmsted. Stay away from any and all railway crossings that pass through town until the all clear is given. Do not attempt to view the event as you may be putting your life and the lives of first responders in danger. To repeat, a large, runaway train traveling at approximately 96 km per hour will pass through the town of Elmsted. For your own safety, stay away from any and all railway crossings and do not pursue the train as you may be putting your own life at risk. Repeating, a local area emergency has been issued by the Canadian National Government for the town of Elmsted, Canada until further notice.
Il s'agit d'une activation du Canadian Alert Ready System, un système mis en place pour avertir le public en cas d'urgence. Le type d'événement est urgence locale. Une urgence locale a été émise par le gouvernement national du Canada pour la ville d'Elmsted, Canada jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Vers 10h30, heure avancée du centre. Un grand train de marchandises du Canadien National a quitté Détroit, Michigan, sans chauffeur. Ce train a été classé comme un fugitif et était soupçonné d'être réglé à un régime moteur élevé. Vraisemblablement par le conducteur essayant d'obtenir plus de puissance pour lutter contre les rails glacés de la région. En raison de cet incident, le train accélère maintenant sur les rails à environ 96 km/h en direction de la ville d'Elmsted. Restez à l'écart de tous les passages à niveau qui traversent la ville jusqu'à ce que le feu vert soit donné. N'essayez pas de voir l'événement car vous pourriez mettre votre vie et celle des premiers intervenants en danger. Je le répète. Un gros train en fuite roulant à environ 96 km/h traversera la ville d'Helmstedt. Pour votre propre sécurité, restez à l'écart de tous les passages à niveau et ne poursuivez pas le train car vous pourriez mettre votre vie en danger. Répétant. Une urgence locale a été émise par le gouvernement national canadien pour la ville d'Helmstedt, Canada jusqu'à nouvel ordre.
This is an activation of the Canadian Alert Ready system, a system set in place to warn the public in the case of an emergency. The event type is civil danger warning. A civil danger warning has been issued by the Canadian national government for the town of St. Joachim until further notice. At approximately 12:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a large, very fast-moving freight train had derailed approximately 12 miles outside of the town of St. Joachim and St. Joachim Station. This engine was identified as Canadian National number 5467, and it departed Detroit, Michigan at approximately 10:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. The train was immediately classed as a runaway as the speed was set to the highest setting to combat the icy rails from the recent storm. This train was carrying 42 oil tankers that had been filled with very flammable crude oil that was set to be transported to the Petro-Canada Lubricants Incorporated oil refinery in Toronto, Canada. After having derailed due to build-up ice on the rails, 20 out of the 42 tanks had tipped onto their sides and had broke open and spilled crude oil onto the ground. Due to this, many roads leading to the accident have been closed to prevent onlookers from potentially injuring themselves. If you attempt to pass these closed roads, you could be arrested for trespassing. It is estimated that this cleanup will take several days due to the harsh weather conditions and the amount of oil that had been spilled. Do not attempt to go near these roads, and do not use any flammable items near the crash site, as this could cause a massive wildfire. To repeat, many roads have been closed down due to a derailed train 14 kilometers west of St. Joachim Station. Any attempt to observe this crash could lead to you being arrested or even losing your life, as the train has hundreds of gallons of crude oil pooled around it, which when ignited, could lead to a dangerous wildfire breaking out. Repeating, a civil danger warning has been issued by the Canadian national government for the towns of St. Joachim and Emeryville until further notice.
Il s'agit d'une activation du Canadian Alert Ready System, un système mis en place pour avertir le public en cas d'urgence. Le type d'événement est avertissement de danger civil. Un avertissement de danger civil a été émis par le gouvernement national canadien pour la ville de Saint-Joachim jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Vers 12h33, heure avancée du centre. Un grand train de marchandises très rapide avait déraillé à environ 12 000 à l'extérieur de la ville de Saint-Joachim et de la gare de Saint-Joachim. Ce moteur a été identifié comme étant le Canadien national numéro 5467 et il a décollé de Détroit, Michigan, vers 10h30, heure avancée du centre. Le train a été immédiatement classé comme un fugitif car la vitesse a été réglée au maximum pour lutter contre les rails glacés de la récente tempête. Ce train transportait 42 pétroliers qui avaient été remplis de pétrole brut très inflammable qui devait être transporté à la raffinerie de pétrole Petro-Canada Lubricants Incorporated à Toronto, Canada. Après avoir déraillé en raison de l'accumulation de glace sur les rails, 20 des 42 réservoirs se sont renversés sur le côté et se sont ouverts et ont déversé du pétrole brut sur le sol. Pour cette raison, de nombreuses routes menant à l'accident ont été fermées pour empêcher les spectateurs de se blesser. Si vous essayez de passer ces routes fermées, vous pourriez être arrêté pour intrusion. On estime que ce nettoyage prendra plusieurs jours en raison des conditions météorologiques difficiles et de la quantité de pétrole qui a été déversée. N'essayez pas de vous approcher de ces routes et n'utilisez pas d'objets inflammables à proximité du site de l'accident, car cela pourrait provoquer un incendie de forêt massif. Je le répète. De nombreuses routes ont été fermées en raison d'un train déraillé à 14 km à l'ouest de Saint-Joachim-Gare. Toute tentative d'observation de cet accident pourrait vous conduire à être arrêté ou même à perdre la vie, car le train est entouré de centaines de gallons de pétrole brut qui, une fois enflammés, pourrait provoquer un incendie de forêt dangereux. Encore une fois, un avertissement de danger civil a été émis par le gouvernement national canadien pour les villes de Saint-Joachim et Emeryville jusqu'à nouvel ordre.
This is an activation of the Canadian Alert Ready system, a system set in place to warn the public in the case of an emergency. The event type is an immediate evacuation order. An immediate evacuation order has been issued at the request of the Canadian national government for the town of Emeryville, until further notice. A large oil spill has occurred in and around the town of Emeryville in southern Ontario. This oil spill was caused due to the derailing of Canadian National Train number 5467. Half of the train's total oil tankers spilled over and dumped tons of oil onto local roads. Residents in town are being asked to turn off all forms of electricity or gas power in your homes or other facilities. This is in order to try and prevent the accidental ignition of oil that is coating the ground in the local area. Residents are advised to evacuate out and away from Emeryville in the train crash. If you are in the town of Emeryville, it is advised that you evacuate east on Essex County Road 22 as a primary. If you are in the town of St. Joachim, it is advised you evacuate to the east on County Road 42. County 25 and Renault Line Road near Emeryville are out of commission due to the oil spill. Please avoid these roads at all costs. Law enforcement are currently attempting to block these roads to ensure no residents travel across them. If you make an attempt to cross these roads and go against law enforcement orders, you can face potential jail time and fines. Do not return to the town of Emeryville until an all-clear message is given. Repeating, an immediate evacuation order has been issued at the request of the Canadian national government for the town of Emeryville, until further notice.
Il s'agit d'une activation du Canadian Alert Ready System, un système mis en place pour avertir le public en cas d'urgence. Le type d'événement est un ordre d'évacuation immédiate. Un ordre d'évacuation immédiate a été émis à la demande du gouvernement national du Canada pour la ville d'Emeryville, jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Un important déversement de pétrole s'est produit dans et autour de la ville d'Emeryville dans le sud de l'Ontario. Ce déversement de pétrole a été causé par le déraillement du train numéro 5467 du Canadien national. La moitié du nombre total de pétroliers du train se sont renversés et ont déversé des tonnes de pétrole sur les routes locales. Les résidents de la ville sont invités à couper toutes les formes d'électricité ou de gaz dans leurs maisons ou autres installations. Ceci afin d'essayer d'empêcher l'inflammation accidentelle du pétrole qui recouvre le sol de la zone locale. Il est conseillé aux résidents d'évacuer d'Emeryville et de l'accident de train. Si vous êtes dans la ville d'Emeryville, il est conseillé d'évacuer l'est sur Essex County Road 22 en tant que principal. Si vous êtes dans la ville de Saint-Joachim, il est conseillé d'évacuer vers l'est sur la route de comté 42. Le comté 25 et la route de Renault Line près d'Emeryville sont hors service en raison de la marée noire. Veuillez éviter ces routes à tout prix. Les forces de l'ordre tentent actuellement de bloquer ces routes pour s'assurer qu'aucun résident ne les traverse. Si vous tentez de traverser ces routes et que vous allez à l'encontre des ordres d'application de la loi, vous risquez des peines de prison et des amendes. Ne retournez pas dans la ville d'Emeryville jusqu'à ce qu'un message clair soit donné. Encore une fois, un ordre d'évacuation immédiate a été émis à la demande du gouvernement national du Canada pour la ville d'Emeryville, jusqu'à nouvel ordre.
This is an activation of the Canadian Alert Ready system, a system set in place to warn the public in the case of an emergency. The event type is wildfire warning. A wildfire warning has been issued at the request of the Canadian Wildland Fire Information System for the Southern Peninsula of Ontario, Canada, until further notice. At around 8:30 a.m. this morning, local authorities reported that oil from a recent train crash had caught fire in Emeryville. It is expected that the town of Emeryville will be fully engulfed in flames within the next 12 hours. Other towns within the risk area of this wildfire include, but are not limited to, Elmsted, Pleasant Park, Woodsley, St. Joachim, and generally any locations within the municipality of Lakeshore. This wildfire is expected to spread rapidly due to high local winds in the area. If you spot a wildfire rapidly spreading in your area, report this occurrence to local authorities immediately. Do not attempt to observe this event, as you may be putting the lives of you and others around you in immediate danger. Residents are being asked to evacuate out of the lakeshore area immediately. When leaving the area, it is advised you wear some sort of facial covering to prevent the inhalation of ash. People with breathing sensitivities may experience negative respiratory effects if they inhale this dangerous ash. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a wildfire warning has been issued at the request of the Canadian Wildland Fire Information System for the Southern Peninsula of Ontario, Canada, until further notice.
Il s'agit d'une activation du Canadian Alert Ready System, un système mis en place pour avertir le public en cas d'urgence. Le type d'événement est Wildfire Warning. Un avertissement de feu de forêt a été émis à la demande du Système canadien d'information sur les feux de forêt pour la péninsule sud de l'Ontario, au Canada, jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Vers 8h30 ce matin, les autorités locales ont signalé que de l'huile provenant d'un récent accident de train avait pris feu à Emeryville. On s'attend à ce que la ville d'Emeryville soit entièrement ravagée par les flammes dans les 12 prochaines heures. Les autres villes situées dans la zone à risque de ce feu de forêt comprennent Sancy limité, Elmsted, Pleasant Park, Woodsley, Saint-Joachim et, en général, tout autre endroit de la municipalité de Lakeshore. Ce feu de forêt devrait se propager rapidement en raison des vents forts locaux dans la région. Si vous repérez un feu de forêt se propageant rapidement dans votre région, signalez-le immédiatement aux autorités locales. N'essayez pas d'observer cet événement, car vous pourriez mettre votre vie et celle des autres personnes autour de vous en danger immédiat. On demande aux résidents d'évacuer immédiatement la région de Lakeshore. Lorsque vous quittez la zone, il est conseillé de porter une sorte de couvre-visage pour éviter l'inhalation de cendres. Les personnes ayant une sensibilité respiratoire peuvent ressentir des effets respiratoires négatifs si elles inhalent ces cendres dangereuses. Restez à l'écoute des médias locaux pour plus d'informations et les futures mises à jour sur cet événement. Répétant. Un avertissement de feu de forêt a été émis à la demande du Système canadien d'information sur les feux de forêt pour la péninsule sud de l'Ontario, Canada, jusqu'à nouvel ordre.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Detroit, Michigan. An air quality alert has been issued for the Detroit metropolitan area until further notice. Due to an ongoing wildfire in Ontario, Canada, a large plume of ash has spread westward into the United States. High westerly winds pushed a large amount of ash over the area, and more will continue to drift westward throughout the day today. An estimated end to this event is unknown, due to the nature of this wildfire. As of right now, the wildfire is only around 5% contained. This large accumulation of ash in the air will likely cause breathing problems within people that have breathing sensitivities, such as asthma. People with severe breathing problems are being advised to remain indoors for at least the rest of today, and likely into tomorrow. Between the high accumulation of ash and the general air pollution of the area, it is considered dangerous for these people to be outdoors. Risk groups should remain cautious of various health complications that could arise due to inhaling this ash. General risk groups include young children, the elderly, and the aforementioned people with breathing sensitivities. When going outdoors, it is advised you wear some sort of mask or facial covering to help limit the inhalation of ash. This can include, but is not limited to, a medical face mask, some sort of clothing item wrapped around your nose or mouth, or some other type of cloth covering, such as a bandana. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, an air quality alert has been issued for the Detroit metropolitan area until further notice.
Hello everyone, and Merry Christmas. This is James Bold, lead news anchor for First Coast Weather and News. Today, we have a mixed bag of a story coming out of Ontario, Canada. After around a week of battling with a wildfire, Canadian firefighting forces have reported that a large wildfire that was affecting the lakeshore area has been 100% contained. Unfortunately, there have been some minor injuries reported, along with 2 casualties. While the identity of the victims are currently unknown, it has been reported that they died in a car crash, seemingly while trying to escape from the town of Emeryville. The wildfire had started on the morning of December 16 and was caused by an ignition of oil in the area. The oil spill occurred the day before due to a train derailing from icy conditions in the area. The main loss of the fire was the town of Emeryville, which has been estimated to be upwards of 90% lost. The Canadian government is working to get into contact with families from the area to try and assist them. Some residents have already attempted to file lawsuits against the train company responsible for the derailment, Canadian National. It is currently unknown if this settlement will move in the Canadian courts, and if the company will be found responsible. In terms of general effects to the area, the American-Canadian border was temporarily blocked as the fire approached the city of Windsor, but it was thankfully stopped before causing any major damage. Recovery efforts are now underway in the area to search for any missing individuals, and to see if anything can be salvaged in hard-hit areas. Our hearts go out to our friends in Canada, and we hope for a speedy recovery for all involved in this tragic situation. This has been First Coast Weather and News. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again soon.